Hi, and thank you for joining us for It's Never Too Early to Plan for Success, Resources for Academic Success with Academic Wellbeing. My name is Colleen Rogers, and I'm one of the Assistant Directors for Academic Wellbeing.
And I'm Jillian Murphy. I'm the other Assistant Director for Academic Wellbeing. Thank you for joining us.
All right, so a little agenda for today of what we're going to cover. We're going to go over our teams so you know what we look like when you see us on campus. We're going to go over our student-centered services, academic support and intervention, resources, the tutor zone, success coaching, answers on the go, and body doubling, as well as some helpful tips for your student as they start out their first or continue their college journey here. In academic well-being, we like to say we put the we in well-being. We work with students through their journey, we engage them in reflection and learning, we link them to the resources that they may need, and we love on them so they can achieve their dreams. We are a big hugging office. Both myself and my director, Dr. Sini Bellamy, love hugs, so please tell your students if they're feeling homesick to come on in and get one. This is our team. That is our director, Sini Bellamy, myself, Colleen Rogers, and our lovely admin coordinator, Katya Rogers, who is the first face when you walk into our office.
And then, as I said earlier, my name's Jillian. I'm the Assistant Director for Academic Resilience, and this is our lovely graduate assistant, Skylar Sale, who works a lot with the TutorZone and the coaching, success coaching that you'll hear about soon. So with our student-centered services, we deal with a lot of different things, and there's a lot of offices on campus, so this is specifically what we do. But we're happy to help if your student has questions and needs guidance to be directed somewhere. So we deal with grade concerns and well-being concerns, as well as concerns about academic status. If your student needs to reschedule an exam for a specific reason, we are the office that handles the exam referral, deferral, or rescheduling. There's also plenty of policies on campus that are a bit challenging to understand, especially since we are such an old institution. So we are happy to help your students understand that. If your student is considering withdrawing from a course or withdrawing from the entire institution, we're also happy to help them with that. And then if they choose to return after withdrawing, we would help them with that re-enrollment process. And also just general support. As Colleen was saying, we're here to love on your students. If they just need someone within William and Mary to offer them support. That's what our office is there for, and they can make an appointment anytime. They can drop in, so they can just come in and see if anyone's free. They can go online, schedule an appointment for any time. They don't really have to put too much of a reason, just letting us know that they need someone to chat to, or if they do have a great reason, they can put that in there as well. And if your student finds themselves on academic probation, continued probation, or on warning, they would come meet with us to make sure that we're helping them try to get back into those continuing standards to get back into good standing. And with our resources, we have a lot of resources online, such as our time management videos, our weekly time management, and our semester planning guide, which you'll see a little clip of or a screenshot of in a second. We also have the Tutor Zone, which Colleen's going to go into more depth about, that has tutoring and also time management consultations. And then I'll go into more in-depth success coaching and body doubling in a bit. But here is the QR code if you would like to see what our resources look like, our resource page. And then this is a screenshot, just an example of our semester planning guide that a lot of students use to just kind of help them figure out what's going on each week.
The Tutor Zone is run by Academic Wellbeing and is our peer, completely free tutoring service on campus. We currently employ over 120 undergraduate tutors and serve over 280 different classes. Um, every tutor has gotten an A or an A minus in the course that they are certified to tutor, and they are all CRLA or College Reading and Learning Association certified, which means they've gone through at least 10 hours of training to be the best tutor they can be. Our appointments are all appointment based, and they can be made on our website or using the Penji app. That's Penji. The app has a little picture of a penguin on it. They can log in with their William and Mary credentials and start scheduling appointments today. We also offer time management consultations, which are just extra help with time management, getting organized for the beginning of a semester, dealing with a particularly hectic week, things like that. Those are tutors that are specially trained for time management strategies and tips, and that can be made in the same way as a regular tutoring appointment. And tutoring is completely free thanks to the generous donations of the parent fund. We also offer group tutoring. So this is not appointment based, it is walk-in. It's scheduled on a weekly basis for an hour and a half with two tutors, and it is a group of students taking the same class. So we offer it for our highest need courses, the courses that we see getting booked the most often, which would be Biology 203, Organic Chemistry, Econ 101, 102, Calculus 1 and 2, and Computer Science, the entry level course. We will be posting the schedule for those courses, those tutoring opportunities fairly soon. We just have to wait for our tutors to set their schedules before they can set the schedule for group tutoring. But that will be on our Instagram as well as posted all over campus on flyers and posters. Your student can't miss it, trust me.
So next we're going to talk a little bit more about success coaching, which is another opportunity for support that is a little bit more broad than course-specific help. So with this, we would help them with consistent semester-long support, and this would be recurring meetings with a graduate student. They're only graduate students that coach, so they are the ones that have just been through undergraduate, so they're really able to relate to your students. They've had training similar to CRLA. We're working on getting our CRLA certifications right now, which is super exciting. Um, so with this, they have help in terms of organization, prioritization, time management, making a schedule, breaking up large assignments, self-advocacy and resources, along with accountability. A lot of students find that they are really working hard, but sometimes they miss a deadline and they don't have really anyone who's holding them accountable for that. So that's a main thing that they do with their coach. They know that they have someone who can support them, and as we are at this university only 8 to 5. That might not work as a time for your student to meet. And so these coaches are able to help refer them to resources that they could need in the future or just be someone who's there for them outside of those hours. And within the time management, that's something that a lot of our students struggle with. It's a lot different than high school, right? They have different things pulling them in different directions. So these coaches have experience and are able to help your students in terms of managing time. And with this, our lead coaches also have body doubling opportunities. There's like kind of it's like a study hall. It's a designated quiet study space hosted by our lead coaches. They model good study habits. It's also a productivity technique that has been shown to be particularly helpful for students who struggle with focus, motivation, or ADHD. This has been a great way for students to build positive study habits alongside their peers, has a set start and end time, and they might be able to meet people they otherwise didn't know without having that pressure of being in the library of, okay, maybe I want to talk to my friends instead of doing my homework. Right now, this is a twice a week, 2 hour study block in Sadler. Similar to group tutoring, like Colleen was saying, we're waiting for our coaches to finalize their plans for the semester, but those exact dates and times will be announced in the same thing as group tutoring all over campus on our Instagram. So we also offer snacks, swag, goodies at each body doubling opportunity, which is a great incentive too to get your students there. Next, we have Answers on the Go, and this is more of a community outreach type thing in terms of getting into the William and Mary community. We offer resources of like that the students can use, letting them know we are there for them and what they have access to that they're paying for already with their tuition. Hosting one-stop shops is another thing that we do along with workshops. We collaborate with different offices to try to bring all the resources that a student would need together so they're not hearing from 8 different offices, 8 different times. They're hearing from maybe 3 offices at one time. If there's anything that you think would be very beneficial of a workshop for your student, please let us know. We love getting feedback from parents, students, other offices. and we love really connecting with the students, and this is a great way to do that.
We wanted to leave you with just some strategies for academic success for your students. The first one being knowing their strengths or having them know their strengths. It's very easy to focus on the negatives or the downsides of college. If you get, let's say, a grade that you were hoping for a higher one, or just something doesn't go your way, it's really easy to focus on weaknesses. But what we need to do is focus on your strengths so we know where to go to be successful. Just remaining conscious that you do have strengths can also help your mental health. Remembering to set goals, not just large semester-long goals, but also smaller goals to help you get there along the way. Using SMART goals can be very helpful for this, even if it's just, I want to get a B on this exam, or I want to read this chapter by Wednesday. Those kinds of goals can help you towards your larger semester-long goals. We also want to make sure your students are prioritizing happiness. For example, if they're staying in their dorm and just focusing on studying, they're not going to meet all of the people that make the college experience what it's going to be for them. So, getting out of their rooms, going to club meetings, experiencing other people, are going to be really helpful for making sure they have a full and well-rounded college experience. Remembering to be resilient is also huge. There are going to be things that come and knock your students down, and what matters is how they choose to pick themselves back up and keep going. It's important to remind your student that they are more than just a grade, and even if they get one bad grade, it is not the end of the world. There's everything is bounce backable. Also, make time to recover, whether this be mentally or physically. If you have a large assignment or a period of time where you're particularly busy, please make time to recover and give yourself some time to rest so you avoid burnout later on down the line. Here's all of our contact information, including our websites, emails, and our phone number at the bottom. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We'll be more than happy to talk to you. And thank you so much for listening to what we have to say today. Um, and here is a QR code to some feedback if you want to submit feedback on our presentation to us. We are always looking for new ways to interact with students and parents and families. So please feel free to fill that out. But thank you so much and have a great day.